finally passed into law this year. I know Representative Rick Green championed this. He's championed this for a couple of years, and I'm going to congratulate Representative Green for getting this passed. We have recognized this holiday for the past several years because the governor has declared it. And it's always been a little bit of an issue, kind of, you know, are we going to do it? Are we not going to do it? We have to kind of be prepared for it in case it calls it at the last minute. But from here on out, it will be a state holiday. So any questions or comments on this item from the commission?
No, sir.
Any objection to placing this item on the agenda?
No objection.
Item number 3 is a request to approve resolution to transfer real property to Industrial Development Board of the City of Dothan. So see in your packet, this has to deal with the distribution park. Now, you know, distribution park is not inside the City of Dothan, but traditionally we have worked with the city's Industrial Development Board on the development of that property. They may be some possibilities for them to partner with us, possibly with Houston County Water Authority for some improvements on that park. So at the recommendation of the Chamber of Commerce and the Industrial Development Board, who's also in agreement with this, recommendation is that we transfer the ownership of that property to the Industrial Development Board. I'll give you a quick update. I know we had a possible tenant for the distribution park in town earlier this week, and meeting went very well. So there's, you know, since we made that strategic investment to get water, I say to the park, but almost to the park, we're still got a little bit left to go. But there's been a lot of activity on that area. So any questions or comments on this item?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like, so we're talking about the one on State Line, that industrial park down on State Line. Okay, all right. Yeah, there's actually, I got a phone call yesterday, so they're actually going to extend and finish the water line completely. So that's great.
Yeah.
And there's potential possibly.
Yeah, which is exciting. There may be a request in the future for us to expand that sewage treatment system. But there's still discussions ongoing for that. So we'll have an update at some point once we kind of figure that out. Any other questions or comments?
No, sir.
Any objection to placing that item on the agenda?
No objection.
Item number 4 is a request to approve service agreement with Service Express for hardware and software support for equipment to be located at the Emergency Operations Center. Director, do you want to come up and talk about this? This item, it's a contract. It is within the budget. It's not going to require a budget amendment, but I asked this to go on the agenda because this is committing funds in future years. And I don't believe that I have the authority to sign contracts that commit future funds that have not been appropriated by the commission. So anyway, why don't you tell us what this is about?
Yes, sir. Our main objective here is to basically use this agreement because we're going to repurpose equipment that we can still utilize for and equipment is servers, storage, and switches to reutilize for redundancy over at the EOC. So, you know, to get more technical, it'll replicate all our information, our data, and in case of some serious emergency, we could use the EOC as what we call a hot site. So basically we can operate from that location.
Yeah. Pretty good.
Pretty good.
That's why we hire some smart fellas. That's it. Figure all that stuff out. Any questions for the IT director?
No, sir.
Any objection to placing this item on the agenda?
No objection.
All right, item number 5 is a request to approve payment of invoice in the amount of $3,525 to Ramsey, Maxley, and McDougal, the benefit of Cottonwood Rescue, and approve accompanying budget amendment. You know, we had made a promise with all the stuff that was going on in the past with Cottonwood Rescue that we would kind of help them get back on their feet. And one of the things that they really needed to do was to reincorporate under a new entity and get out from under the old entity that was there. So I think everything I've heard has been extremely positive. Commissioner Adams, you may know a lot more than I do, but
They've done this awesome job at taking care of people, and the operation of it is great.
yeah.
They're running more ambulances now than they were before. and the people are feeling, really good. They have a need, they're coming to get them.
Good.
So
That is good. That's good to hear. Anyway, so they've got a bill, they had to get reincorporated, and this is that bill. So they've asked us to cover this cost for them. Any questions on this item for discussion? Any objection to placing this item on the agenda?
No,
Okay.
Item number five is a request to appropriate $958,382.
Item 6.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, thank you.
He's got the other numbers on his mind.
Item number 6, thank you, is a request to appropriate $958,382.50 from the Series 2025 bond proceeds to reimburse the county for allowable economic development expenditures. This is money that we have spent to renovate the Houston County Farm Center Arena, which is eligible under that bill. I know we've had some discussions about that. Any discussion, questions, or comments on this item? Any objection to placing this item on the agenda?
no objection.
Number, let's see, 7 is a request from the city of Taylor to assist with dirt and grade work for the pavilion and playground pad. Mayor Snell asked me about this, and I told him it was on the agenda. Mr. County Engineer, any comments on this? Anything we need to know about it?
We don't have any plans yet, but they're gonna open bids middle of next month. So I told him to go ahead and send a letter in, but that we would need plans before we could go to work.
Gotcha.
And we talked to the guy that's drawing the plans, and it's only like 18 to 20 loads of dirt, 2 small pads. So I don't think it's that big of a project. But if there's any hope of fitting it in, we need to go ahead and get this approved so that when it comes in, we can do the work.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Any questions or comments from the commission? It's always good to partner with our smaller towns and help them further things along. Any objection to placing this item on the agenda?
No objection.
Number 8 is request to enter into an agreement with Aldott for funding of MPO project STPSU-3523250 for resurfacing Ashford Road. Questions or comments on this item? Any objection to placing this item on the agenda?
No objection.
Item number 9 is request to enter into an agreement with Aldott for funding of MPO project STPSU-3521256 for resurfacing Enon Road. Any objection to placing this item on the agenda?
No objection.
Or any other things to be considered by the commission at the meeting on Tuesday?
Yep, just a reminder that it is going to be Tuesday, not Monday.
That's right. That's right. Come up here Monday, you'll be by yourself.
Yes.
Right.
Might not be.
What's that?
That might not be.
You gonna come up here and work?
Nope, we good. I don't have a key.
All right, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. We are adjourned. Thank y'all.
I talked to Miss Junior.
And we all, page 6 forward.
I said, look.
And-
No.
Okay.
Well, what she said. I said,